I yield the space to him to address the press. Thank you very much, Honorable.
Well, thank you. Yeah, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the media. As you may be aware, preparations are underway for the inauguration, or if you like, swearing in of the president-elect. And for the avoidance of doubts, and so that we keep the Ghanaian public informed and updated on preparations and arrangements so far, this briefing has been organized so that anybody who is interested in this ceremony would know exactly what is happening and what is required. As you can see behind me, preparations for the grounds itself are underway, and we expect that a beautifully created venue for this important and historic occasion will be ready in time for the event to take place. Now, this event is historic for many reasons, because not only will a former president be returning to the presidency, we will also have the first ever female vice president inducted into office after the receipt of a historic mandate from the good people of Ghana. Now, in order to ensure an orderly and well-organized event, 3 zones have been created within the Independence Square for the ceremony. I need to remind the public that this ceremony is a parliamentary session, and that means that Parliament will be relocating its sitting from Parliament House to this square for the swearing in. So at all material moments, we must bear in mind that it is a parliamentary session, and therefore certain rules apply. In accordance with this, the enclave for the parliamentary sitting will be totally cordoned off, and access to this cordoned off area will be strictly by invitation. I need to repeat, you gain access to the cordoned off area only by invitation. And I wish to remind members of the public and invited guests that they will not be allowed to enter the swearing in area without presenting appropriate invitation cards. This is extremely important, and it has been done to ensure that there is no unfortunate mix-up and that the event is not disrupted because of unwarranted movements. Now, this applies to all categories of invited guests except the outgoing president and vice president, visiting heads of state, visiting vice presidents, and visiting speakers of parliament. The second zone created for this purpose is in the stands, which is on the left and is known as the ministry's area stand. On the right is the OSU area stand, and these are open to the public. Adequate security arrangements have been made in order to ensure safety and to ensure that guests are seated in an orderly manner. In addition to this, and to create opportunity for as many people as possible to be part of this event, large LED screens will be installed to ensure that those who do not gain access to the immediate environs of the swearing area are able to witness the event. Now, the stand to the immediate right of the Independence Act, this act has been reserved for hundreds of our colleagues and in the media and reporters who have been accredited to cover this event. Now, all necessary facilities will be made available to ensure that your coverage is smooth. And as indicated earlier, access to the swearing-in area will be by invitation only. Now, accredited camera operators, photographers, protocol officers, ushers, and security personnel will be positioned at designated locations to perform their duties and assignments. Now, guests are expected to be seated by 8:30 a.m. on the day in question, which is Tuesday, January 7th, 2025. Immediately after that, members of parliament and other invited guests will follow. The Speaker of Parliament will arrive, and upon doing so will escort the President-elect and the Vice President-elect to the chamber, which in this event is the cordoned-off swearing-in area. Remember that I have indicated that this is a parliamentary session, and proceedings are expected to commence at exactly 11 a.m. Now, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ghana Immigration Service, the State Protocol Department, and the various security agencies are collaborating with the various missions and international organizations to coordinate the arrival and the extension of courtesies to all foreign guests and visiting heads of state and governments. There will be a welcome party at the airport for arrival and departure ceremonies. Now, as of now, 10 heads of state, 2 vice presidents, 1 Speaker of Parliament, 2 former presidents, and a host of heads of international organizations, including the Commonwealth, the African Development Bank, and others, have confirmed their participation. Now, as and when more guests confirm their participation, we will make this known to you. So it is entirely possible that these numbers will increase. Now, in terms of security, in order to create a congenial atmosphere and ensure the orderly movement of persons to and from the square, certain security arrangements have been made, and I need to apprise the Ghanaian public so that they are mindful of it and note it to inform their movements. Now, the following roads within Accra will be temporarily closed to vehicular traffic and will be reopened immediately after the events. Now, the 28th February road from the SEPS headquarters to Castle Road Junction will be closed to the public. The Osu Cemetery traffic lights on the local street will also be closed. The Castle Road from the AU Circle to the Osu Cemetery traffic lights will also remain closed during this event. The Starlets 91 road will be closed at the Ministry's traffic light intersection. Now, traffic from the 28th February road emanating from Laboni, and Osu toward the Central Business District will be diverted to the Salem Avenue traffic lights at the Castle traffic lights to link up with the Oxford Street. Traffic from the John Evans Atamils High Street towards the Black Star Square will be diverted to the Liberia routes at the SEPS headquarters traffic lights and then to the National Theatre traffic lights intersection. Now, motorists from Local Street towards the Castle Road are entreated to use the Ejumaku Street and the Oxford Street. Now, traffic from the AU Circle towards the Castle Road through the Osu Cemetery shall be diverted onto the Abdul Diop and King Hassan roads to link with the Abdul Nasser Gamal Road in front of the Ghana Institute of Journalism. Now, the following arrangements have been made for parking. That is, the following car parks will be available. The back of the Independence Act, which is just behind you. Now, the forecourt of the State House is also available for parking. The Access Bank car park has been secured for the purpose. The Osu Cemetery car park, the Ministry's area is also available for parking. The Ministry of Food and Agriculture car park, the Marine Drive football park, and the Efua Sutherland car park. Now, I need to stress that no vehicle would be allowed to park at unauthorized places or allowed to drive through any of the roadblocks. So please bear this in mind and cooperate with the security agencies who will be available to enforce these arrangements. Now, traffic police officers will be on hand to direct and assist motorists to appropriate car parks and diverted routes. To ensure effective traffic flow, towing cars will be available to tow abandoned, broken down, or wrongly parked vehicles, and motorists are reminded to bear this in mind. the likelihood of having your car towed away is quite high if you happen to park in an unauthorized place. Now, motorists are further advised to note that these arrangements and alternative routes have been made, and therefore, before they leave home or wherever they come from, they must bear this in mind. Once again, I urge the general public to cooperate with the police to ensure effective arrangements before, during, and after the program. The police, as usual, will be courteous but stern in order to enforce these arrangements for a smooth swearing in. Now, arrangements have also been made for the media and other communications purposes. Through the Ghana Journalists Association and the Communications Subcommittee has received over 700 applications for accreditation. Now, in accordance with international best practice, as is the case with coverage for global events and other high-profile events internationally, and in consultation with key broadcast media organizations, television content will be produced centrally. And this is designed to help reduce the number of persons accredited within the swearing-in area and the inner perimeter. Accordingly, in addition to camera operators who will be accredited for live TV production, a number of other camera operators and still photographers will be given access to the inner perimeter or the restricted zone. They will be positioned to have access to arriving VVIPs, the swearing-in podium, and the inaugural speech. Persons accredited for this restricted zone will not be allowed to move around or loiter within the inner perimeter. Camera crews accompanying heads of states will be given special accreditation in consultation with national security and restricted to the same restricted zone. Kindly note that all accredited media personnel will be screened to confirm their identity based on the corresponding pictures on the scanner, and this is designed purely to ensure that security arrangements hold. Spaces have also been provided for broadcasting houses that intend to hold live discussions on the grounds, and many of you, we are aware, have already inspected these spaces. Please note that access to these locations will not require accreditation, and you can walk by the stands to access your locations. However, you must have a valid accreditation or invitation card to enter the cordoned area. Now, I need to repeat that for production, on the centralized TV production, a clean feed will be provided for all TV stations and channels. So this is the briefing that we have for you. I will end here and field any questions that you may have. Members of the inauguration subcommittee are also available to field questions that may require their intervention. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable. So this is what information we have for you. If there are any questions or any comments or any further clarifications that you need, you have the opportunity to do so. You kindly raise your hand if you are called. You introduce yourself, your name, your media house, and then you ask your question. Thank you. Any question, please? I'll be grateful if anyone with a question could come up here to use the microphone. Please, do we have any question or any comments, please?
Perhaps I've been so clear that...
Exactly. I was just about to say that. Okay. You have a question? Sorry? Chi.
Well, okay. I will.
All right.
Oblige. When I'm done, you can meet me on the sidelines for any tree. All right. Okay, there's a question here.
Okay, please, may I see you? So as we speak now, there are no hands up for questions.
All right.
That means we are all clear on what Honorable has just told us. So we crave your indulgence to cooperate with everyone, especially the security, to ensure that we have smooth operations on the 7th of January. There's a hand up. Okay, please come here.
Okay.
Could you
before he comes in, I need to place on record that food vendors and other hawkers will not be permitted in the square or in the immediate environs. Now, anybody wanting to hawk food or offer any such service to the public is advised to go to the Ministry of Agriculture area to conduct such business. But the square itself and its immediate environs are not open to food vendors and other hawkers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please, you can ask your question now.
Honorable, as you were giving
Please speak up.
As you were giving your briefing, you reiterated the various car parks.
Yeah.
Various car parks around, and you made mention of Ifwa Sutherland Children's Park.
Please speak.
Ifwa Sutherland Children's Park. I'm asking, is it the dignitaries, some of the dignitaries that will be parking there, or is for the public?
Those are public car parks.
Okay.
Arrangements have been made for parking as far as dignitaries are concerned.
Yes.
So the areas I mentioned are places reserved for members of the public. And as I indicated, there will be policemen and traffic officers on hand to guide and direct you to where you need to park. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yes.
Dr. Sasu Mensah will add,
All right.
of the police, will add a few words.
Please come to the podium.
Good afternoon. This occasion basically and practically is a special event, and special events, what we do is that in cases of special events we have to respect Road Traffic Act and Road Traffic Regulations. Road Traffic Act 683 and Road Traffic Regulation 2012 LI 2180. And as the minister just spoke, the police service would have to what? That is why we are treating you to subjects like no parking, diversions, so that the event will be what? Smooth and sound, so that nobody will have any cause to practicalize a decision that will not be eventful. That is why we have a parking park at Ifwa Sutherland. And what they are going to, those who will be manning or who will be using that car park will be those vehicles that are being run by buses. So buses will just crop over there for them to come here. So this area, this car park is a no what parking. If you are not allowed to park your vehicle, you will not be allowed to entertain to do so. I hope you get it. If you are not supposed to, okay.
So in summary, the parking arrangements will be strictly enforced in order to ensure a smooth event.
There's another question.
Yes.
So the vehicles that will be allowed here are vehicles with only what?
Tax, yes.
Only what? Tax. So if you don't have any vehicle with
Stickers,
tax,
yeah.
you don't have any business coming here.
Stickers, yeah. They are not tax, they are stickers, yeah. So for emphasis, if the vehicles that will be allowed in here will be given special stickers to identify them. Without those stickers, you will not be permitted to enter this arena. It's important that we bear that in mind. Please, please speak up. I can barely hear you. Yes. Yes.
Okay, yes.
Go ahead, yeah.
You know, from Parliament, we have accreditation from the Parliamentary Service, and covering yesterday's SONA and for the inauguration. Would that accreditation be allowed to come to conference center?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yes, as I indicated, this is only another parliamentary session. Of course, the circumstances are much bigger. That is why it's been moved here. So if you happen to be with the parliamentary press corps, you'll be allowed access. Nothing will change significantly as far as you are concerned, except that you will be clearly identified. So you have access to cover the parliamentary session as you've been doing for all events involving Parliament. Yes. Yeah. Any other questions, please? All right. So in the absence of any other questions, I will take I'll speak to them on the sidelines. Yes, I'll speak to you on the sidelines. We are done. Yes. So in the absence of any other questions, let me thank you profusely for making time to cover this event, and I hope that it will guide the way that the public responds to this particular event. Yeah.
For those who don't have access to Parliament, there will be live feed production, which will still come to the centralized courts.
Sure. All right. So Eric just notified me that those who do not have access to Parliament, there will be a centralized live feed that will enable you cover the event and follow it as and when it takes place. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we are done.
Okay, thank you very much, colleagues. We have up to Sunday. Those who want to come here with your OB vans to set up, you have Sunday 6th. You may be assisted to get access to the event grounds. No movement of vehicle representing any media house will be allowed on the 7th. So make sure on the 5th or on the 6th you come here, we give you the support, and then you set up. Thank you very much for coming. God bless all of you.
Thank you.